Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, specializing and focusing on these beautiful qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that are mentioned in the beginning of every chapter. Allah is the entirely merciful and the specially merciful. The entirely merciful for all humans and non-humans as well. For all His creatures, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, having His mercy, giving His mercy for them to enjoy in this world. Yet, He has another mercy, which is understood from the word Ar-Rahim. It's not enough for believers to say that Allah is Ar-Rahman only. We do believe that He is Ar-Rahman, but we do believe at the same time that He is Ar-Rahim. So in the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the entirely merciful and the specially merciful. Dear viewers, I greet you with the greeting of peace, hoping that we take this greeting and we share it, we spread it everywhere as much as we can. In every occasion that we have, we spread peace, and at the same time, we should work hard and act actively on it to implement it in our life until we find, hopefully one day, that all people on this planet are enjoying this kind of peace that is from Almighty Allah. Ameen, ameen. Dear viewers, welcome to this program. Welcome to take as many verses as you can, or I'm sorry, I should have said as many treasures as you can. And this will not affect the entire Quran. It will remain as is. So you take it whether you are living in China, whether you are living in Canada, wherever you are. You can take as many treasures as you can, and be sure that all the people around the world have the same right and the same privilege. So it's still shareable, and it is, you can take it, and it will not affect, it will not decrease the amount of treasures in the Quran. So why keep it here for yourself? The best amongst us is the one who benefits from it and the one who shares it with others. And the more you share it, the more rewards you gain from Almighty Allah. So why deprive yourself from getting as many rewards from Allah as you can? It depends on your effort and your ability and the medium that you are using. But you have to remember that you benefit from it first, because this is the wise person. How can you benefit others while you yourself don't benefit from it? The wise person is the one who benefits himself and benefits the others second. Dear viewers, today we have a verse, a very short verse. It is verse number 46. 46, chapter number 14, Surah Al-Hijr. So 46, chapter number 14. Again, it has a word, makr. Makr means planning. Whether it's positive planning or negative planning, like plotting, but this is the meaning of the word makr. And it is very much repeated in the same verse many times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومكروا مكرهم وعند الله مكرهم وإن كان مكرهم لتزول منه الجبال. Wow, it's one verse that the word makr had been repeated 4 times. 4 times in one sentence. Linguistically, it is something amazing, and it should ring a bell. It should be something very important. It draws the attention for everyone to pay attention to it. What kind of language is this? What is this verse that has 4 words that has the same root? It talks about makr, makr, makr. And I hope from the very beginning that, because a lot of people have the intention, because they are not linguists, they are not researchers. They think that the word makr is always having a negative meaning, which is not necessarily that. Makr means planning. So here the words can be translated like, and they planned their plans, and these plans are recorded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these plans may be so deep and so effective, are so well done to the degree that the planning can remove the mountains from their places. Wow. It's so deep. Again, Allah refers to the mushrikeen, to the disbelievers, to the unbelievers. They always plan. And here it refers to planning against the believers. So here that the disbelievers plan and plot against the believers by using all kinds of tricks, all kinds of thinking, all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of experience. They share their experience, they have meetings among themselves, they meet together, they have conferences, they have research centers, they do studies, and they plan to affect the state of Iman of the believers. In other words, they are trying to stop the progress of the believers in this world. They do their best to stop the impact of Islam on others. They do their best in planning to prevent the progress and the success of Islam. To the degree that this kind of planning is called very high level of planning. Although it is negative here, yet it does take the word itself, makr, makr. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that even if their plans, even if their planning is a kind of planning that had it been sent down to, or had it been sent, had it been directed to the mountains, they may remove the mountains. What kind of planning is that? What kind of plotting is that? It's so deep, so comprehensive, so perfectly done from their perspective to do this. Yet, first of all, Allah is recording all these plans. So on the day of judgment, they would have no excuse, no way out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, every second He is recording whatever happens in the east, whatever happens in the west, whatever happens in the north, whatever happens in the south, whatever happens in every village, whatever happens in every country, whatever happens in every mountain, on every direction, wherever it happens. At any time it happens, it's very well documented. So people of wisdom, when they see such an ayah like this, such a verse like this, that Allah uses 4 words with a similar meaning in the same verse, which implies emphasis. You cannot skip it. You cannot, your excuses are not accepted. it's recorded and will recorded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it will be against, witness against you. So no excuses are acceptable on that day. You will never ever find one way to present as an excuse for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, we did this because of this and this. It's witness against you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala witnessed that it is deep planning, that it may in some places take a lot of resources and a lot of wisdom and a lot of plots of people. It may take years, it may take centuries to implement one of these plans, one of these makr against Islam, against the believers, against the progress of the believers here or there or over here, or even if it happens in the moon, in other planets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is recording everything, even if it is so deep and so well done, yet وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. Another verse, they planned, and they planned, and Allah planned, yet Allah is the best planner. No power, no authority, no allies can make planning like the planning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that He is the best planner. No power on this planet, not only now, since Allah has created this universe, no power has the planning, the ability to plan as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How does it happen if somebody, or some organization, some power would say that we are the best planner? We say, no, no, the Creator is the best planner. Nobody can conquer the Creator or can plan better than the Creator, but Allah is the best planner. Wallahu khayrul makirin. Such kind of ayat are the ayat the source gives our sources, are considered our sources of comfort and sources of tranquility for the believers. The believers see the plans against them. They tried their best to plan against that, but they don't have the means, they don't have the technology, they don't have the power, they don't have the skills like other people have. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comforts them, even if the plans of their enemies are so deep, are so rich and dangerous. Yet, don't forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best planner. These kinds of verses are really, as I said, every verse in the Quran, every ayah in the Quran. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called these verses ayat, signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that tells us, that informs us as humans that Allah is the best planner. No matter how much you try, no matter how much ability that you may look like you have, you may convince yourself that you have this power of planning that exceeds everything, that you have planning that even as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here, it can remove mountains from their places, that can remove icebergs from their places. It requires a lot of planning, yes. Yet, don't forget the completion of the verse so that you would have full picture, which is, but Allah is the best planner. Allah is the best planner. Allah is the best planner. Let them plan. You plan. You do your best to plan. And let them plan. They will exceed you. They have more skills. They have perhaps more power. They have more education and more intelligence and more media and more technology and more everything. Yes, yet they do not reach the planning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can they do that while Allah is their creator? And that's why it's very important all the time for a believer to go back and see the attributes of Allah, the names of Allah, the perfect qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from time to time, because they will tell him what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do and they cannot do. So one of these qualities that Allah is the best planner. Wallahu khayrul makirin. And here the planning is, as I said, is in the positive sense. Although the word itself can mean positive and negative, yet here in this context, it tells us that Allah is the best planner. How comfortable a heart of a believer becomes when he or she hears that Allah is the best planner. And that's why you may see their planning and you may smile, you may laugh, because you are 100% sure and you have the trust that Allah is the best planner. So what? Leave them to do what they can. Apparently, in the sight of the humans, they think that they can do and do and do and do. And they forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can destroy all their plans, can make all their plans be a failure in 1 second. Therefore, reading the attributes, Asma'ullah al-Husna, and the perfect names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a source of comfort for a believer. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصل اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.